Art of Etude, Quarantine Edition. Hope you're all doing well, guys. Back with another episode, this time moving forward with Rode Caprice number 9. This is yet another Rode Caprice in the slow-fast format, just like what we saw in number 1, number 4, and more recently, the dark number 6. I'll link all three in this video in case you haven't seen those already. I've always thought of this Caprice, number 9, being in the more positive key of E major, to be the polar opposite and therefore a beautiful complement to number 6. The slow section of this Caprice is particularly eventful and pretty, so it gives me a good chance to talk about today's principal topic, which is achieving an expansive tone. So what do I mean by that? When I say expansive, it's not only that the sound is able to develop or morph over the course of a bow stroke, but also that there's almost the illusion of infinite breadth, the impression that you can always give more air support in the sound whenever the music calls for it, both in the rise and fall of your stroke. This ultimately makes for a very vivid 3D impression of the sound and for more nuance to be noticed at a more microscopic level. Having said all that, I think what happens in the first and last few centimeters of a bow stroke, or the first and last few milliseconds of a note, are just as essential, if not more, than what happens in between. In fact, I think it's in these extremities where the magic lies, and what happens within and how they're treated when playing, especially lyrically, says a ton, I think, about a player's ability and commitment. So, a basic but important practical point to start with when working on this slow section would be to ensure conservation of bow, to really save your bow, especially at the beginning of a stroke, to exaggerate and to see how little bow you only need to use in order to accomplish what you have in mind. The idea is not only to develop efficiency and expressive immediacy at the beginning of the stroke, but also to leave more space towards the end of the stroke, especially in the upper half of the bow. Whether you intend to continue sustaining or tapering off, that extra bow that you've saved for yourself can be used to make sure that at no point the stroke sounds like it's running out of breath, that there's the impression of an unnatural and interrupted end. Let's also talk briefly about the allegretto, the fast section. This is sort of a throwback to what we saw in Caprice number 5, with a lot of the same points. So to exaggerate quickness of preparation between notes, especially in the right arm, during the small 16th rests. we really want to feel completely ready to play the next note as quickly as possible. Also, it's important here to emphasize a crisp articulation in both hands, as this section is intended to be played in the 4th position. Alright, that's it for today. Thank you again for watching, and feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And by the way, if you would have any questions about this caprice or this topic or just anything technique related, just leave it down in the comments below. Alright, see you next time.